You were placed on probation July. Then February 2024, you had a violation of condition number 4. And I remember you. You came before me. You were so happy to be continued and not be revoked. And now you come before me.
I haven't.
And here's the thing though.
I haven't got out of jail.
Here's
I've been in jail
the
this
thing.
whole time.
Here's the thing. But the reason why you're in jail is because of your actions.
Yes, Your Honor, and I understand.
My daughter, that's fun. My baby, my oldest.
Yes, she's gonna be an empty nester, like all in one fell swoop.
All of this. Yeah. The house is very quiet and yeah, it's exciting. We like her. We like her.
Hello, Mr. Huerta.
I don't know what
How are you doing today?
I'm doing.
All right, so here's the thing. When you're brought over, and mind you, I'm not taking anything as true. I'm just putting you on notice.
Yes, ma'am.
One, you can't be taking pens.
No, ma'am.
All right. Number 2, you can't be destroying stuff over there.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you're brought over, you just need to sit in your seat. Don't touch any of the equipment because that equipment, though outdated, is still expensive.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I understand.
So this is what's going to happen with your case. My understanding from your attorney is that you want to have a contested hearing. So what will end up happening is the witness that they're going to call, because both parties have told me there's only one allegation in the motion. And that allegation in the motion is that you did not participate in an evaluation.
Yes, ma'am.
So somebody's going to be brought over to testify. And they're either going to say you participated in an evaluation or either they're going to say you didn't.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am. The only thing was I saw 2 different people for that. That's why I didn't know. The first one I saw, it was for the same evaluation.
All right. So here's the thing. What you believe the facts of your case
Yes,
to
ma'am.
be,
Yes, ma'am.
your attorney may not want you to discuss them with
understand.
me. So what I can tell you is, according to the allegations in the motion, they are saying, and I don't take any of it as true because they'll present witnesses. They're saying that you didn't participate in the mental health initiative evaluation in custody. That's it.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what they're saying you didn't do. So they're going to bring in a witness, and that witness is either going to say you participated in it or you didn't.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's where we are. So your attorney tells me that you want somebody to be brought in to testify whether you participated it or not.
Yes.
All right, so that's what we'll do. And that person is going to be by Zoom. It's going to be somebody, both parties have told the court, it's going to be somebody with Center for Healthcare Services. So that person who is alleged to have went to try to interview you is going to come and testify by Zoom. And either they're going to say, oh yeah, I recognize him. He participated in the interview, or either they're going to say, yeah, I recognize him and he wouldn't participate. That's where we are. So we will come back. We're going to come back in June. And that is going to be Ms. Ferguson. Can we do this the week of June 17th? Is that enough time? Say, defense, are you available the week of June 17th?
I'm double checking, Judge, because I have 2 murder trials next month. It looks like the 17th is good. My murder doesn't start till the next Monday.
All right. So Ms. Ferguson, we're having a hearing, contested hearing, should be relatively short. Mhm. All right, so we'll come back on June 17th. But before we do that, I'll go ahead and accept your plea. So that'll be one less thing we'll have to do on that date. All right,
Would that be at 9 on the 17th?
yes. All right, court is calling. That's one moment. 2022 CR 6940, State of Texas versus Bernardo C. Huerta. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Meredith should come from Mr. Huerta, Your Honor.
And are you Bernardo C. Huerta?
Yes.
Are you the same Bernardo C. Huerta who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 6940 for the offense of robbery on July 18, 2023 for a term of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes.
State?
Violated condition number 39 on or about the 30th day of April 2024 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Bernardo C. Huerta, did then and there fail to participate in the mental health initiative evaluation in custody and comply with all rules, regulations, and instructions as directed by the court and or supervision officer in violation of condition number 39.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
All right, so if y'all want to go back and discuss things.
Okay,
All
Thank
right,
you, Judge.
thank you. You're welcome.
you want back there?
Go back on the record and 2022 CR 6940. All right, Mr. Huerta, it's the court's understanding you've had time to speak to your attorney
Yes.
in regards to your plea of truth.
Yes, sir.
All right, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 39 after speaking to counsel?
Yes, sir.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 39, court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 8 years in the prison?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 39?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will find violation of condition number 39 true. Is there a proposed agreement or no?
No, there is not, Your Honor.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
We're asking that you follow probation's recommendation, Judge, which is to alter and amend conditions for DDRF and to hold the probationer, hold Mr. Huerta in custody until the Center for Healthcare Services, the Tacoma evaluation, the TCOOMMI evaluation for DDRF is completed, Your Honor.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, my client has been in since January awaiting the DDRF. The wait is very, very long for DDRF. There was, yes, he's pled true to not doing the eval. He did a part of an evaluation and thought he had completed the entire thing. But he would like the opportunity to do some sort of outpatient. Our understanding is the wait for DDRF is 6 or 7 months long potentially, which means he will be sitting in jail almost a year by the time that happens. And so is there anything, may I ask him if there's anything else?
Sure, but I will tell you, if you would have agreed to see them, you would have been done.
Yes.
And your 6 months would have been done.
Can I, whenever.
All right, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Bernardo Huerta.
All right. What
Yeah.
would you like to say?
Yes, Your Honor. I do understand that, but it's still a 6 to 7 month wait. I have almost 2 years back time on this case already, just sitting in the jail.
Oh, do you just want to go to prison?
No, Your Honor, I don't.
All right, so here's the
But
thing.
I don't
Let's
ask
talk,
people-
no, stop. Let me explain something to you for a moment. Let's go off the record for a second. I don't know why people commit offenses. You plead to the offenses that you committed, you're placed on probation, you get a motion to revoke. The reason why you have the DDRF pending is because you were here for a motion to revoke a violation of condition number 4. Guess what? If you were not placed back here for a violation for your motion to revoke, you never would have been waiting for a mental health evaluation. What ends up happening is people are on probation. They're excited about getting probation because they thought they were going to prison. And people will stand before me and you know what they will say?
Yeah.
I can be on probation for life. I'm pulling my life together. You can ask me to report every day. I'll do it. I already know that's not going to happen. It's sort of like when people say, I'm 1,000% sure that I'm clean. You know what that usually means? They're dirty. Anything anybody says that's beyond 100%, it's usually not true.
Yes.
So you came before me with that. You were placed on probation July. Then February 2024, you had a violation of condition number 4. And I remember you. You came before me. You were so happy to be continued and not be revoked. And now you come before me.
I haven't.
And
gone
here's the
nowhere.
thing though.
I haven't gone out of jail. I've
Here's
been in
here's
jail
the
this whole
thing.
time.
Here's the thing. But the reason why you're in jail is because of your actions.
Yes, Your Honor, and I understand
And
that.
people will come before me, and let me just tell you what happens. Some people will come before me and they'll say, I don't belong to a gang. I don't do drugs. Or I pay child support. And I always ask people when they would say, I pay child support. What, you want a cookie? That's something you're supposed to do. Like, you're not supposed to be before me on motions to revoke because you're supposed to be doing what you're supposed to be doing. And whenever I give people conditions, or whenever probation recommends conditions for them, they want to write their own program. If you could write your own program, guess what? I wouldn't have a job, defense attorneys wouldn't have a job, the state wouldn't have a job. It would be great. But you can't appear before the court and then decide that you're writing your own program and you deciding that you're not going to follow through and speak to the person. If you would have spoke to that person in April, your 6 months would have been done. You would have been either in DDRF or not. They would have transferred you. But you know what? You've been pushed back. You know why you've been pushed back? Because you did not want to do the other interview because you're like, I'm done. And I always tell people when you're on paper, and that's what this is a contract, you're on paper. Even if somebody tells you, we're coming here for an interview, and even if you've thought you've already done the interview, doesn't hurt you to go ahead and do the interview, then you can come to court and say, they came to me for an interview for a third time and I had already done the interview. Then we can discuss that. But when you don't follow through on what you're supposed to do, guess what ends up happening? Everything falls and you get placed at the end of the line, because guess what? There's somebody there who's on probation, who had to be interviewed for mental health and DDRF. And guess what? They took your spot. That's where we are.
That's the only thing. I'm just seeing a lot of people coming back, a lot of time waiting for it.
Yeah. I mean, I make rulings and there's a reason why these rulings are made. Right? And then you're also on, I believe you're on gang supervision as well.
I'm not sure.
Is he on gang supervision?
Sorry about that.
Well, were you a previous gang member?
I used to be, yes.
All right, so he was on gang supervision. So I have somebody standing before me who is on gang supervision. You know, you're given probation, the state recommended community supervision. And then you're over here pulling stuff off or trying to pull stuff off. That's why you have the DDRF. Now, if you don't want to wait for DDRF, I can revoke you. You guys can talk over what time you want, and I'll do what I will with regards to time. And guess what? You'll go to prison, you'll do your time, you'll get out. Either you're going to act right and follow the rules and conditions of society, which don't pick up any new offenses, take care of your children, stay on the straight and narrow. If you don't, you'll probably end up being a habitual, and your minimum when you come back will be probably 25, or maybe it'll be as a repeater in which case your minimum will be 15, depending on the charges. So if you want to discuss with the state and your attorney about doing your time, then you can do your time. And legally, I have to give you credit for any time that you've been in custody towards your time. So if you want to talk to your attorney about that and talk to the state about that, I'm not saying if they agree to revocation and they want to give you a specific amount of time, I'm not saying I'm following that, but I'll consider it. All right. So if you want to talk to your attorney about that, you can. So I'll let you all talk about that and I'll do this plea. All right. Are the parties here on Luis DeLeon?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. DeLeon, come forward.
Your Honor.
Oh, you guys are on different sides. The deputies requested that in the new year. All right. So where are we on this case with discovery?
With regards to discovery, it's our position that that everything's uploaded that he needs, that has had an opportunity to review that, Judge.
Okay.
But I do believe we have everything that we are going to obtain, and that it's been uploaded.
And that's correct, Judge. The state has turned over. We are currently downloading and reviewing the discovery that's been turned over.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Luis DeLeon, please? All right, we're going to come back on June 11th. State on June 11th, you need to be prepared to tender an offer.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, is there anything else?
That's it, Your Honor.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Good seeing you.
Have a good day, Judge.
You too.
Yes.
Mario Kellum. Mr. Kellum, if you'll come down. All right, Today's plea deadline date.
They had extended an offer and they've asked for trial, Judge.
All right. All right, your plea deadline date has expired. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plea open to the court. Do you understand? All right, and I will need from you all an acknowledgement of discovery signed before you leave. And Ms., how long do y'all expect this trial is gonna last?
Like 2 days max.
All right, 2-day trial. And if you all had a full day, if we were to do jury in the morning and do testimony in the afternoon,
Uh-huh.
that would be a day, you all would be finished?
We should be fine, yeah.
Oh, normally this is going to be a short trial then. And depends not to put you on the spot. Are you expecting any witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor, I have 3 witnesses.
All right, so,
So it might be more like 2.
yeah, so 2 days. So we were to do jury selection Wednesday morning, they do testimony in the afternoon. And then,
Done by Friday.
yes.
And which Wednesday are we talking?
That's what she's
Oh,
looking
let me
at.
do this. But honestly, if you do jury selection on Tuesday afternoon. Oh, so that's what we'll do. We'll do jury selection then on Tuesday afternoon. And you need to have your witnesses here by Wednesday.
Will
So
they-
we'll have all day Wednesday.
Yes, ma'am.
So I can send them to their impact earliest, the July 1st,
July 1st.
or you can do July,
Well, who's in impact?
I don't.
All right,
Judge is gonna be-
all right. We'll do, you guys okay with July
That's
1st?
fine, Judge.
I'm here anyway.
We only have a few anyways.
All right, July 1st, jury trial.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You'll be brought over dressed in whatever civilian clothing you have at the jail. If you wish to be attired in something different, you'll need to do a clothing exchange with your attorney. Attorney, if there's an issue with the clothing exchange, let the court know.
I will.
All right, thank you.
Set up with this. Okay.
Christopher Acosta.
Ready to-
Oh,
Morning.
good morning. This sentencing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I don't have any witnesses other than my client.
Okay.
Make sure you speak up.
No, this is just sentencing. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 1657, State of Texas versus Christopher Acosta. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Jerry, had you on?
Defense,
John Coons for Mr. Acosta.
and are you Mr. Acosta?
Yes, ma'am.
We're here for sentencing today. You entered a plea of guilty to count. I'm sorry, guilty. And also true to the paragraph 1 of the enhancement. The court found there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court found you guilty and found the enhancement true. According to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 10 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. The state is opposed to your application, and they're taking in consideration 2023 CR 4342. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report state? Defense?
Yes, Judge.
Any objections to the PSI report state?
No, you are.
Defense?
No,
All right. Any witnesses state?
No, you are.
Defense?
just my client.
All right. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record, please.
Christopher Acosta,
All right, defense?
Thank you. Chris, how old are you?
35,
And how many children do you have?
2.
Are you close to them?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
How old are they?
12 and 15.
Do you don't have a formalized child support arrangement, is that correct?
No, sir.
But you give approximately $700 a month?
Yes. Or like every week, pretty much.
But you're not getting $700 a week,
No, pretty much like in a month. Or whenever they ask me for money, I try to help them wherever they can.
but you told me it's approximately
Yeah,
150.
about 150 a week.
I need you to wait for me to finish,
Okay.
because this lady's taking everything down, so we can't talk at the same time. So approximately 150 to 200 a week.
Yes, no, yes, sir. Sorry about that.
And then you also are living with your mother right now, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Does your mother have health problems?
Yes, sir.
What sort of health problems does she have?
She had like heart conditions, high blood pressure, all kinds of stuff. She goes to the doctor a lot.
Are you the one that takes her to the doctor?
Yes, sir.
And is that at least twice a month?
Yes, sir.
And in the PSI, there's some mention that you have some brothers that maybe live there sometimes, but they're not currently taking care of your mom, are they?
No, sir.
And in fact, they're not living with her currently.
No, sir.
Now, you also have a girlfriend.
Yes.
What's her name?
Jennifer Lyons.
And Jennifer has been coming to court every time, correct?
Yes.
But
Yes.
where is she today?
She's at work.
Where does she work?
She's a dental assistant.
And she's had that job for several years.
1.5 years now.
Now, she's obviously very supportive of you, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And every single time I've ever seen you in court, she's here with you, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
But unfortunately, she couldn't be here today.
Not today. It was your last week.
Now, you work as well?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I do HVAC and I cut hair.
HVAC and cut hair. So I want to talk about the HVAC work in particular because you also have some health problems of your own, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And it's something that we've informed the court of in the past with regard to these seizures you've been having.
Yes, sir.
And you finally were diagnosed with epilepsy, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you have a seizure today,
Yes, sir.
this morning?
Yes, sir.
And you have these seizures how often?
Pretty much every day.
And you've been seeing a neurologist
Yes, sir.
and they've prescribed you medication.
Several. Yes, sir.
Has it been helping at all?
Sometimes, but that they don't, they're still trying to pinpoint, like, I won't have like no seizures at all. But they're trying several medications still.
And I'll explain to the court a little bit about the epilepsy if the court's unfamiliar, but that's very scary, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Having these seizures.
Yes.
Sometimes it happens in the shower
That's where, yeah, that's where it first started.
and you'll collapse to the ground sort of thing, right?
Yes, sir.
And have you hit your head?
Yes, sir.
Now, with regard to doing HVAC, you're not getting up in attics, are you?
No, sir.
Oh, especially not with your health condition.
Yes, sir.
You're doing everything
On ground level.
at ground level, okay. And you work for a friend or a relative?
This is me and a buddy. We're starting our own HVAC company.
And is that full time?
Yes.
So you're working at least 5 days a week, and I would imagine this summer is going to be good business for you guys.
Yes. It's starting to pick up.
Now, Chris, we have to address the elephant in the room, which is your past, your criminal history. And as you know, it's sometimes difficult for judges to consider putting someone on probation who's been in trouble in the past, right?
Yes.
How old were you when you first got arrested? Back in 2007, I think? So 17 years ago, how old are you? 17, 18? All right.
19.
And when you went to prison back in 2015, 2016, I'm sorry. So that was 8 years ago. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You haven't been to prison since then, correct? And in fact, you hadn't been in trouble in several years, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Until this most recent arrest.
Yes, sir.
Was this a wake-up call for you?
Yes, sir.
I've discussed with you the pre-sentence investigation and how they are recommending that you get treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And you can understand looking at your criminal history, which is mainly drug related,
Yes.
where a judge would say, hey, maybe Mr. Acosta needs some sort of drug treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Are you willing to take drug treatment as a condition of probation?
Yes, sir.
The only concern for you, of course, is that you need to continue getting treatment for your epilepsy. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So would it be fair to say that we're asking the judge to consider your application for probation and consider placing you in outpatient treatment first, see how you do that in that? And then if you slip up there, then you would be more than willing to go to inpatient?
Yes, sir.
Do you think you can abide by the rules of the court?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that you can stay clean from drugs and alcohol?
Yes.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell the judge about your situation or your family or anything? Are you sorry to be here?
Yes.
Are you embarrassed to be here?
Yes, sir.
Has this been hard on your family?
Yes, sir.
Is this causing your children a lot of stress?
Yes, sir.
Just-
I'm not gonna.
Your mom
Yes, sir.
and your girlfriend,
Yes, sir.
right? She's very stressed out every time you guys are here, is that right?
Yes, sir.
But everyone is supporting you, they're helping you get the medical treatment you need and things like that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, Judge, I have nothing further from my client. The prosecutor may ask you some questions.
Yes, thank you, Judge. Sir, when you were stopped by this DWI, you had controlled substance on you, is that correct?
Yes, that's what they say. I don't remember. That's what they say, yeah.
Well, you had 11 bags of cocaine.
Yeah, well, I don't recall.
Okay, well, I mean, to be fair, that's what the.
Yeah,
what
yeah,
said. And then also 2 bags of heroin,
Yeah.
and also like 5 Adderall.
Yes, yes, yes.
Was that for personal use?
The Adderall, I don't remember how I got the Adderall. I mean, there was a day I was partying and stuff, like it was during the Super Bowl, so I really don't remember much. I just remember the cops waking me up and they pulled out whatever, I guess. And I mean, really pretty much I woke up in the cop car.
I mean, I'm just saying 11 bags of cocaine and 2 bags of heroin and 5 Adderall, this seems like quite a bit of drugs carrying on.
Yes, I understand that.
And then also with your previous convictions and of your felonies, you did get offered and you did take deferred adjudication or probation on those, and then you weren't able to successfully complete those, is that right?
Years ago? Yeah, yes, sir.
And then also as late as in 2016, that's when you got your conviction. You were actually on probation for 1 to 4 grams. And then you were sentenced in 2016 because you picked up another 4 to 200. So you aware of that?
No, it was on probation.
Okay, you weren't on probation at all, so you took 5 years. Okay. No further question, John.
All right, any follow-up?
No further questions, just argument.
All right, court will hear argument.
I'll go ahead and go first.
Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe you want to go last. Judge, I mean, just moving this, it's criminal past, if this was initial, the state did waive that enhancement, to allow him to apply and substantially lower the amount of time that he would be facing if he was facing the habitual status. So as though that, Your Honor, including the DWI, including with the possession of drugs at that time, state's request continued, TBC.
Thank you, Judge. We understand how difficult the situation that Chris put himself in back a couple of years ago. This was not a wise move on his part, but when I see his criminal history and I see the facts of this offense, I see someone that is struggling with a substance issue or substance issues. In talking to his girlfriend, she has told me the same, that she feels like he could use some treatment. You know, we're dealing with a 35-year-old man here, Judge. Yes, he's a grown man, he's an adult, but he's been in and out of the system since he was a teenager. And when you look at that history, it doesn't look like he was ever given the opportunity for treatment as far as I can see. And at this stage in his life, he does want treatment. He wants to better himself. He wants to get his business off the ground. He wants to continue taking care of his children and paying for them the way he's supposed to. This is sending him to prison is the natural instinct, I'm sure, for a court. But in this circumstance, we would ask that you consider placing him on probation and giving him the treatment that he needs. I have a personal concern with the epilepsy. As someone who has an epileptic in my family, I know how serious this is. And I lost an uncle who collapsed and fell and hit his head in his own kitchen and died. So my concern is that if he goes off to the jail and then to the prison, that he won't get any sort of medical treatment that is necessary. And one of the things that's interesting about epilepsy is that your body is continuously adjusting to the medication. So what works today might not work 6 months from now or 3 months from now even. And you really have to be on top of it with a neurologist who has to monitor you constantly to make sure that the medications that you're on are the appropriate ones that are helping you. He has been doing better. The seizures are not as severe as they were, say, 6 months ago when we first informed the court of this issue. But he still is having them. It feels like his doctors are slowly narrowing down. But one of the issues is he doesn't have health care, so he has to pay out of pocket, and neurologist visits are very expensive. But he is able to do it when he can. Again, my fear personally is that he gets to the jail, he gets to the prison, and as we know, the medical treatment in either of those facilities is not the best in the world. So based on all that you have in front of you, Judge, we would ask that you give him that chance on probation, let him try to prove to you that he's not the person he was in the past, that he will not have violations in front of you any further, and that he can be the person that he should be.
All right, Mr. Costa, I want to let you know that I've listened to the arguments of your attorney, internalized everything. I understand people have medical issues. And I understand that sometimes if people look back over their life and they could do things differently, they would do things differently. I just don't think you're a good candidate for probation. So I'm not going to grant your application. As previously stated, I'm finding you guilty. Does anyone want to speak in regards to the cap? It's a cap of 10.
They've asked for 10. I would obviously ask for the minimum too, Judge. I think that would be, the least amount of time that he's away from his family, away from his mother, away from his children, and away from his doctors too, would be much appreciated.
All right, this is what the court will do. Court is taking in consideration 2023 CR 4342. There's a $1,500 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. Court will give you credit for any time served. There's to be a 2-year license suspension. I'll request the therapeutic community for you, but I have no control on whether or not they place you in the therapeutic community. You'll have to ask for it also, but they'll see it in the judgment that I am requesting the therapeutic community. And I'll sentence you to 8 years in the prison. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna go back on the record on Brandon Bowman. Court is calling 2023 CR 6541, State of Texas versus Brandon Bowman. Now parties announced for the record for the state.
Daniel Escobar from the state of Texas.
Defense.
Wendy McCullen, for defense.
All right, and are you Mr. Bowman?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Bowman, you previously entered a plea bargain agreement with the state, and according to that previous plea bargain agreement that was entered, it was for deferred adjudication. Now it's the court's understanding is that you no longer wish to receive the deferred adjudication. You're asking that you be assessed at 1 year in the state jail facility.
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Because of the wait time for the program they're recommending. At first, when I entered the plea, it was just 3 years deferred, drug court, and some community service. I believe it was 120 hours. That I'm okay with. But if I'm gonna spend 8 months locked up anyways, you know what I mean? They have me in lockdown in here for something. I shouldn't even be in lockdown. I just have a previous charge that.
Well, that's why you're in lockdown.
No, well, I mean, okay, I understand that, but it's like I'm being punished for something that it's not like I'm fighting, it's not like, anything like that. But I'm in 23 hours a day lockdown, and I'm not trying to do another 4 months like that, just waiting for the program, and then I gotta go to the program for another 4 months. That's already 8 months. I might as well just do my state jail, and then I don't even have to worry about probation. But if you were willing to give me the probation with drug court and give me an opportunity to prove myself, I feel like putting me in a program, I haven't even messed up yet on probation. You already want to put me in a program. I mean, if I got an actual opportunity at deferred, and I got 3 little girls, 4, 2, and 1, and I'm missing them talking, missing them walking.
Okay, let me ask you this. Why are you missing them talking and walking?
Because I messed up 2 years ago when I got this charge. I finally got picked up on the warrant, a year and a half later. And, I got kids now, I got a family that I'm trying to take care of, trying to be at home with. If y'all guys are gonna send me, I'm gonna spend 8 months of the program and still have to do 3 years probation, that's crazy to me.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I don't. I'm reading his PSI report. There are so many things that are going on with him. And the fact that he has young children, which he probably shouldn't be around, that's concerning for the court. So he has previous mental health issues. He has all of this drug issues that we're here for. And
What drug issues, man?
I mean, that's what we're here for now.
I understand that, but I'm saying with what drug issues? Cause I mean, yeah, I said,
So you're just, so for this, what they were going to give you probation for, you're just selling, not using, is that what you're telling the court?
no, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
Who said that?
Well, you said what drug issues, as though you don't know the reason you're here.
Well,
You're here on a drug case.
I understand that, but I mean, I'm not out there on multiple drugs, all drugged out all the time. I have a job, I work.
All right. I'm not gonna follow the 1-year state jail facility. So he can either accept the probation with conditions that I'm gonna accept. I mean, that I'm going to accept, or either you all can come back with something other than 1 year in the state jail facility. So those are the choices. I'm not accepting
I guess it looks
the
like
new
I'm
plea
taking,
bargain agreement of 1 year in the state jail facility.
I guess it looks like I'm taking the probation.
I'm sorry?
I believe I'm taking the probation then.
Oh, no, that's up, whatever you all want to consider, but I'm not accepting 1 year in the state jail facility. If you all want to do something other than the 1 year in the state jail facility, the court will of course consider it.
For a less than a gram charge.
We can have a minute to discuss.
Sure.
CPR for 15 minutes.
You ready?
We're ready when you are, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, we're back on the record. And 2023 CR 6541, Brandon Bauman. All right, so what have you all decided?
Your Honor, after much discussion with my client, he would like to try for the deferred adjudication and receive the treatments that the county is offering.
All right, anything else you wish to say on behalf of your client with regards to conditions?
No, Your Honor, I just do want to let you know that he has been in custody for 71 days. And he's really looking forward to getting in treatment, so he can go ahead and get that started.
And Ms. Abrams, on this case, was he considered for felony drug court? All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court will sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. The UA hotline until further notice. There's to be a referral to felony drug court. If he's not accepted, then they're asking for a evaluation for DDRF. But if he's not accepted into felony drug court, then next we'll consider lifetime recovery. And then If not accepted in that program, then we'll do the DDRF. And that's to take place while in custody. And he will not be released until he's accepted in one of those programs. If for any reason he's not accepted into either of those programs, then he's to come back to court. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm gonna order parenting classes. Once he completes the parenting classes, the court will deem the community service hours satisfied. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. Field visits. One time per month. Until further notice. And the defendant is not to reside in any household with minors until further notice. And there's to be 120 sober meetings in 120 days. Probation, is there anything else?
No, sir.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. To be successful on probation in this court, communication is key. If there's an issue, you need to let probation know. If you feel as though they're not addressing that issue, you can always come back to court. And I'm sorry, one other thing, we'll have to do a gang evaluation. And there'll be a gang evaluation. I can tell you with that gang evaluation, you're probably not going to be accepted into felony drug court.
Okay.
All righty.
When do these evaluations take place?
Felony drug court will probably be sometime next week. Lifetime recovery, probably in 2 weeks. DDRF, you'll have to ask probation.
Lifetime, what would make me not qualify for lifetime?
You have
And you're
gang
talking about-
affiliation.
And you're talking about inpatient?
Yes,
Okay,
you have gang affiliation. That's the
I'm not
problem.
even a gang member.
It's listed as Peckerwood on your,
I'm not active though.
all right, well, usually the way they label you as a gang member, once you're labeled as a gang member, you're a gang member. And according to the PSI report, it says current affiliation. It doesn't say past affiliation. All right, good luck to you.